dear learners, and welcome back to English Flow. I'm Kim, and I'm so happy you made it to the final episode of our airport series. In part 1, we covered everything before the airport: types of flights, ticket classes, documents, luggage rules, and how to get there. In part 2, we walked through the airport together: check-in, the departures board, security, customs, gates, and boarding. And now in part 3, we get on the plane, fly, land, and make it all the way out of the airport at our destination. If you haven't listened to the first 2 parts yet, please go back and start there. This series works best from the beginning. And if you've shared English Flow with a friend, now is the perfect time to tell them to listen to all 3 parts together. It's the full airport experience, start to finish. Let's finish the journey. You walk down the jet bridge, step through the door, and you're greeted by a member of the cabin crew. The cabin crew are the people who work on the plane, not passengers, but staff. They're there to make sure you're safe and comfortable throughout the flight. The most visible members of the cabin crew are the flight attendants, sometimes called air hostesses or stewards, depending on the airline. Their job is to demonstrate safety procedures before takeoff, serve food and drinks during the flight, answer your questions, and assist if anything goes wrong. They are trained professionals, and they are genuinely there to help you. The flight attendant showed us how to use the emergency exits. I asked the flight attendant for an extra pillow, and she brought one straight away. Once you're inside the plane, you need to find your seat. Your seat number is printed on your boarding pass, something like 19A or 32C. The number tells you the row, and the letter tells you the position across that row. On most planes, A and F are window seats, C and D are aisle seats, and B and E are the middle seats. Excuse me, where is seat 19A? Could you help me find my seat, please? Is this the right row for seat 32C? Put your carry-on bag in the overhead compartment, the storage space above the seats, and sit down. Shortly before takeoff, a flight attendant will make safety announcements and demonstrate what to do in an emergency. Pay attention, even if you've heard it many times before. Then you'll hear the classic announcement: "Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts." Fasten your seatbelt means to buckle up, to click the 2 parts of your belt together and pull it snug. You'll also be asked to put your phone on airplane mode, a setting that turns off calls and data, and to return your seat to the upright position. I always forget to put my phone on airplane mode. The flight attendant had to remind me. During the flight attendants will come through the cabin with food and drinks. You can also press the call button above your seat if you need something between service rounds. Here are some natural things to say. Can I have some water, please? Could I get a cup of tea? Do you have any snacks available? Can I have a blanket, please? It's quite cold. Could I get another pillow? Where is the restroom? The toilet on a plane is called the restroom or the lavatory. You'll find them at the front and back of the cabin. Excuse me, is the lavatory at the front occupied? Excuse me, my reading light isn't working. Could you help? Could I have another portion? It was delicious. Always be polite. Please and thank you go a very long way with flight attendants, and they'll always do their best to help you. During the flight, you might experience turbulence. Turbulence is when the plane shakes or bumps due to changes in air pressure, wind, or weather conditions. It can feel alarming if you're not used to it, but it is completely normal, and pilots are fully trained to handle it. When there's turbulence, the seatbelt sign lights up and the captain makes an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some turbulence. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. The crew will pause the service for the time being. The turbulence was a little scary, but it only lasted a few minutes. As the flight approaches its destination, the captain will announce the local time, the weather conditions, and the expected landing time. Seats go back to upright, tray tables fold away, and everyone buckles up again. Then comes the landing, and shortly after, a very satisfying announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to London Heathrow. Local time is 3:15 in the afternoon. The temperature outside is 12 degrees. On behalf of the crew, we hope you had a pleasant flight and we look forward to seeing you again. Once the plane stops at the gate, it's time to deplane, to get off the plane. Please remain seated until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. Then the doors open. Passengers start moving row by row. You collect your carry-on from the overhead compartment, and you follow the signs through the terminal. We deplaned quickly. We were in one of the first rows. It took about 20 minutes to deplane. The plane was completely full. For international flights, your first stop after deplaning is passport control, also called immigration. This is where border officers check your passport and confirm you're allowed to enter the country. Stay calm. These questions are completely routine. Officers ask them to every passenger. They might ask, "What is the purpose of your visit?" "I'm here on holiday. I'm traveling for business. I'm visiting my family. I'm here for a conference. How long do you plan to stay?" "About 2 weeks. Just for the weekend." "For 1 month, I have a tourist visa." 3 months, I'm on a student visa." "Where will you be staying?" "At a hotel in the city center. I have the booking confirmation here." "I'm staying with friends in North London." "I've booked an Airbnb. I have the address here if you need it." "Have you visited this country before?" "Yes, several times. I love it here." "No, this is my first time." Answer clearly, calmly, and honestly. If you don't understand a question, it's completely fine to say, "I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?" Or, "Could you speak a little more slowly?" After passport control, you head to baggage claim, also called baggage reclaim. This is the area where your checked bags arrive on a large moving conveyor belt called a carousel. Find your flight number on the screen above the carousel. Wait and collect your bags when they come around. Our bags were on Carousel 5. We waited about 15 minutes. I spotted my suitcase straight away. I have a bright red one, so it's easy to find. If your bag doesn't arrive, don't panic. Go to the baggage services desk, also called the lost and found desk, for your airline. Say, "Excuse me, my bag hasn't arrived. I can't find my luggage. My suitcase seems to be lost." Show them the luggage tag receipt we talked about in Part 1. Give them your contact details, and they will do everything they can to locate it and deliver it to you, usually within a day or 2. After collecting your bags, for international flights, you'll pass through customs, where officers may check what you're bringing into the country. Then, you walk through the final set of doors and you're in the arrivals area. This is where families, friends, and taxi drivers wait to meet arriving passengers. It's usually one of the warmest, most emotional places in any airport. My whole family was waiting for me in arrivals. I hadn't seen them in 2 years. I'll meet you at arrivals. I should be out in about 20 minutes once I've got my bags. Now let's hear 2 complete examples. First, talking to a flight attendant on the plane. "Excuse me, where is seat 22B, please?" "It's just a few rows back on your left, the middle seat in that row." "Thank you. Oh, one more thing. Could I get a blanket? It's quite cold back there." "Of course, I'll bring one right over for you." "Thank you so much. My pleasure. Just press the call button if you need anything else." And at passport control on arrival. "Good afternoon. Passport, please." "Here you are." "Thank you. What's the purpose of your visit?" I'm here on holiday. How long do you plan to stay? 10 days. And where will you be staying? At a hotel in the city center. I have the booking confirmation on my phone if you'd like to see it. That won't be necessary. Have you visited before? Yes, twice. I really love it here. Welcome back. Enjoy your stay. Thank you very much. And that is your complete airport journey in English. From packing your bags at home, all the way to walking out of arrivals at your destination. 3 episodes. Every phrase, every situation, every question and answer you'll ever need. If you've listened to all 3 parts of this series, that is something to be genuinely proud of. That is what building fluency actually looks like. Consistent, step-by-step, episode by episode. Please subscribe to English Flow if you haven't already. Leave us a comment, share this series with someone who's learning English, and give us a like if it's been useful. Every single one of those things helps us reach more learners and keeps this podcast going. We genuinely couldn't do it without you. I'm Kim. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourself and keep flowing.